STPL Net Wars versus DM.
Okay guys, welcome back. You are watching the STPL. My name is Kix and I'm joined with my co-host Cadenti, and we are casting a best of 7 between DM and Net Wars here. Now, unfortunately, game 4 was a walkover, I believe. I'm actually just going to break Cadenti's camera for just a second.
Do we have someone to blame for this walkover?
We do. Apparently Squizen didn't seem to show up, so that's actually a walkover win for DM, which is going to put them at 3-1 in the series. So let me just quickly fix that. Now, of course, this is a best of 7, so they are going to need to win one more game if they want to win overall. But let me just quickly make sure that this is all put in the overlay properly.
I actually have no idea who Squizen is anyway.
He's one of Net Wars' newest people, so the thing is, Net Wars is like not so much a clan, it's more a community, and it's got like all of the Polish players in, so there's a lot of people that may not play tournaments and things, but they still do a lot of work. Oh, and it's actually going to make it 2-2, sorry, I forgot Yeti just won. So it's actually 2-2, and we're going to move on to the 5th game of the series, which is going to be a pretty good one. We actually had a substitution on this one though, so
Who is playing instead of who?
that's what we're about to find out. I'm just quickly making sure I've loaded up the replay and we're in it. So if you can join the game when you can, and we'll get started and I'll sort out all the overlay and stuff.
Okay, I am good to go.
Okay, so to announce the players that we're going to be seeing, and apparently I've still not fixed your camera. Let's try that again. There we go. You're back.
No one needs to see me anyway, right?
Well, you say that, and then last time everyone was like, "Where's Cadenti's cam?" And I'm like, it's not working right now.
What do you mean Cadenzi's cam? What about me?
The Giraffe is in the house. He is going to sub in for Cadenzi. Cadenzi needs to go eat, so Mr. Giraffe is going to finish the cast off.
Let's go! I'm ready! I'm cast so well. I'm gonna talk about all the crazy storms that are happening and all the zealots that are gonna be attacking everywhere and all the drones fall because Zerg are evil. Kill Zerg! Yay!
Now, one thing I will say is I don't know how you could have spoke. Like, we've been talking now nearly for 2 hours. How have you still got it in your voice to do that?
I think it's in my blood at this point. Mr. Giraffe is a part of my soul.
Insane dedication.
He has his own voice.
Okay, and I was just completely rubbing my eye and I forgot it was on camera. Either way, okay, so let's move on over to the overlay and let's have a look at who the players are going to be. So as we switch here, you will see that we're going to have a PBZ. Cheatek was replaced by Radley. So for the benefit of today, so I didn't have to deal with his race picking, I made a different character for him, so he's Radley P. But keep in mind that he's done very well as Terran throughout the tournament. And he does play PBZ recently, so he's feeling pretty good about that. And he is going to be against DM's newest member, who is going to be Galaxy. Not sure how good Galaxy is or what sort of player he is, but we are certainly going to find out here.
I am looking forward to a nice relaxing PvZ instead of all the PvPs we just had there that are very long and stressful.
Yeah, the thing with PvP is it does go pretty long sometimes, but PvZ a little more volatile, a little more early aggression, obviously a lot more viable where you don't have the same tools. And their arena of battle is going to be New Empire of the Sun. So we see once again the Empire of the Sun coming out to play, and it's going to be a 4-player map with an island base at 12 and 6 with gas on, 6 mineral patches, and we do have the low ground third bases. How would you view ZVP on this map?
ZVP is actually pretty fun in this map. It usually goes pretty long because there is so many bases on the map and it is so large, and it's like roundabout ways you have to go even if you're next to your opponent's spawn.
Yeah, the one thing I've seen a lot on this map, maybe more in the past I guess, so the meta's moved on from when I used to watch this map in 2010, but the style of like Turtle Zerg is very, very popular on this map from what I've seen, even from watching like Lava recently. Seems a lot of Zergs to go for that second natural for their third base, and then take that fourth base in the main.
Yeah, I think a lot of it comes from the natural third base. It has like the 2 entrances to it, so it's a lot harder to defend, so less rewarding for taking that base. Also, when you take your close third base, you usually want to do early aggression, but early aggression maybe not as good on this map, and turtling a little bit stronger.
Yeah, especially with the double ramp and the single ramp going up to that high ground, but let's, I mean, we've spoken enough about the map, let's head on over to the game, and let's see how Galaxy and how Radley are going to play this out. How good is Radley's PvZ, and how good is Galaxy's EVP? This is going to be the ultimate test in the playoff third place match here of round 1. And let's move on over to the game and let's get started. Okay, so starting us off in the top left hand side, 10 o'clock, we do have J.E. Rayner, aka Radley, and he is going to be fighting for Net Wars here in the yellow.
And here in the bottom right corner, playing for DM and getting a kind of a wonky split at the start, not really ideal, is a Zerg player, Galaxy, for DM.
He did have a wonky split, but he didn't quite have a make tie to like wet himself laughing split like we have seen from other Zerg players. Not mentioning any names.
Let's not mention such things. I'm just kind of hoping he opens with something like 9 pills speed, even though it's going to be cross map and it's probably not going to work out. I just, you know, I could use the fast game and go and get some food and stop dying. That'd be really nice for me.
Yeah, I mean, if it does get to dire straits, you can always pop off to get some food. It's not a problem. We'll figure it out. Obviously, I'm the one in control of the camera, so it's not as much of a big deal. Unless I suddenly need to disappear, then that's a big problem.
Oh, interesting. Radley's not going for the fast expansion gateway in his main.
Yeah, this is actually quite dangerous, I would say. But if Galaxy doesn't play too aggressive, maybe it'll work out. But Radley is known for his sort of out there builds. I don't know if you saw the nukes in the 3rd and 4th place intro, but this, like, he nuked Cold from Psy 6 times in that game, and they were the 3 best ones. So I put them in the intro because I had to. But Radley, very much a fan of Boxer, very much a fan of creative play, and it looks like he's going to go for one base play here, so that's certainly unexpected.
Yeah, and there is no nukes viable for Poros, but he could open something crazy like maybe a fast Dark Archon.
Fast Reaver maybe. Scarabs are basically nukes, if we're being honest. Like, they do a lot of damage.
That is true. And he does open up a couple of zealots here. Looks like they might just head across the map because there is no ramp to block off or anything like that. So he's going to have to go for aggression as the key.
Yeah, and despite going for the early pull, Galaxy actually waited a bit to get some lings, so he doesn't have that many lings for this point in the game. I suppose early game as Zerg, you don't want to be building too many lings unless you need to. But he's not even going to scout that the zealot is on the way. I don't even think he's seen that his opponent doesn't have a natural yet.
Yeah, he has no idea what is going on at all, but he does have 6 Zerglings out, which should be enough to take on even 2 zealots if you make it really well.
Yeah, but these 3 Zerglings are actually going to run into the... Whoa, it looks like Radley's actually going to avoid this. So Radley is going to be able to get into the main at least with 1 Zealot. But does he have anything back home to defend? Looks like he's kept one of the Zealots back, and he's got a probe coming out here, but what tech is he going to go for after this core?
Yeah, this is very, very sneaky. This just waiting until there's no Zerglings left at all. He does lose his scouting probe though, but Galaxy is making drones behind this, so this one Zealot is probably going to get some damage done.
Yeah, and he's actually doing a pretty good job holding his natural thing here, a natural choke even, and looks like Radley's actually going to go for a very quick Stargate off of one base. So I mean, we have seen this before. This could be one base Corsair DT. That could be a pretty strong build in this situation, but that Zealot, how much damage is it going to get done?
Yeah, this Zealot is the key here because normally you would throw down an early Hydrogen against a one base build almost no matter what they're going. So you'd have to think he's going to be prepared for the Corsair, but having said that, he has not thrown it down so far.
Yeah, and his mining was actually delayed a very, very long time there from him pulling the probes away, the drones even. And I mean, Galaxy is getting his third base up, which is going to be very important. He's going to be able to drone up very, very quickly. But he does have to be careful. He knows the opponent's on one base now, and he can't get complacent.
Looks like he's just going to try and hide his overlords in random corners of the map rather than pulling them back home or even scouting with them.
Yeah, I guess it does make it a little bit more annoying for Radley to go and kill them. Of course, it does mean the Corsair has to go out of its way when it really does want to be with the army, pushing away those Corsairs at the natural, because he is going for Citadel of Adun here. And he's actually going for a Forge at his natural choke as well, just to add a cannon to make sure he doesn't die to a counterattack.
A very strange wall off there, but there's 4 Zealots and a Corsair pitching across the map here, and it might be able to take down this at least one Overlord, plus one other one, because he's not even building any Hydras right now.
Yeah, this is a pretty big deal. We will have one Sunken coming up, so these Zealots need to get away. He doesn't want to be losing these. This is the vast majority of his army right now. That's actually a really nice drone drill. Getting one of them.
I would really like to see Galaxy being more aggressive and pushing across the map with his a few Zerglings at least.
Oh, it looks like Radley mismicros a little bit, sends his Zealots out to the slaughter. The Galaxy's losing more and more Overlords.
Yeah, he can't even make Hydras anymore. He only has this one Hydra that has its job to defend every single Overlord that spawns.
Yeah, that's going to be a hard task even for him. He's a hard worker, but he's getting his Evo Chamber up now. But the one problem that Radley has is those 4 Zealots were pretty much his entire army. He's got 3 Zealots back at home, but there's a lot of Lings that are coming in for this counterattack.
Yeah, looks like Radley's going to try and get another pylon here to try and get the cannons at the front of his base rather than in his main, but it's not going to be able to happen, unfortunately.
Yeah, and this is so many Lings. Speed should be done soon. There's absolutely nothing range that can help defend against this. When these DTs do come out, they'll be able to clear this up, but does he really want to be showing off this DT?
For some reason, he's not actually going for Zerglin speed at all. So he's getting the Hydra upgrades and pumping out Hydras now. And getting a Spore at his third base to try and deal with the Corsair.
And the DT, I would imagine, but the trouble is he doesn't actually have any units down there. He should know that the DT's on the way at this point. He did see the Shimmer, he did lose the Zergling to it as well, but it all depends on whether or not Galaxy was actually looking over there at the right time, so...
You would definitely have to assume that there's going to be DTs if someone opens one base Corsairs. Like, there's not really too much builds that goes into, because you can't really spend all your gas on Corsairs and Reavers from one base, really.
Yeah, the only other option he has is like a mass gateway all in, but you know that there's not actually that many units, so... Well, that DT, there's 2 DTs at the third base, they're gonna get the Spore!
They're just going to opt for the drones instead, actually, changing their mind.
Yeah, I guess he knows there's a lot of Hydralists here, it's gonna be hard to really do too much damage, but DT actually being kept alive by the high ground mischance.
He does get 6 of the drones, which is really... He's going to get another one now as well, actually. Another 2, maybe.
Another 2, yeah.
At the cost of his Dark Templar, though.
Back at home, Radley's adding on his Robo. He's obviously got his Templar Archives. He's adding on cannons at the front of his base. and he is taking his Nexus, so we are going to transition into a little bit more of an, well, I guess you wouldn't say it's a normal game after this opening, but it's going to look a little bit more standard from here, I would say.
Yeah, he does finally deal with the other Dark Templar, and now he has both of his Hydra upgrades. Interestingly, going for Hydra range before speed, even though he's playing defensively against Corsair DT there.
Yeah, now he looks like he wants to do a little bit more aggression himself. He's going for the counterattack. He's obviously got the economic advantage here. He's rebuilt a lot of his drones that he lost. So that's a lot fewer Hydras that he could have at this point. But his economy is booming right now.
Yeah, he's kind of just looking in a really good position right now, adding on more hatcheries, getting his fire going. He's just poking into the front to see exactly what's going on there, if he can take down like one cannon or something, but there is 5 cannons, so I'm just going to back out.
Yeah, he's taking his third gas at his third base as well, so it's not like he's going all in with these Hydras. He's done a little bit of poking at the front. He's already forced 5 cannons. Radley built those almost immediately. And Radley's still only on 2 gateways right now, but he's going into Reavers off the back of this. Shuttle speed is on the way as well.
Interestingly, Galaxy is going for fast drops here, so he might be able to drop all of his Hydras into the main and completely bypass the cannon defense. And it looks like there is only 1 cannon that's going to come down in the main.
Yeah, the one thing Radley does have going for him is he does have Reavers, but the trouble is he did build the Reaver first. He didn't go for the shuttle first, so it's going to be a while before he can really move that anywhere. But I guess the main issue Galaxy has, he just doesn't really have any overlords over the other side of the map to even do any dropping.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to have too many overlords in general, actually. But it looks like he is just playing defensively here, adding on extra Sunkens and just hoping to get his economy in full swing.
Now, weirdly enough, there is an overlord in the main that's actually going to go down. There's no defense back here. Looks like we do have some Scourge moving in to intercept the Corsair. But he's probably going to lose this one here.
He's actually making a giant wave of mutas now, which is going to be really effective considering there's only 1 Corsair as his entire anti-air force.
I don't even think he has the Corsair anymore, does he? He just lost the one in the main.
To Scourge or something.
Yeah, he's actually going to go and take the island base though, and I mean this isn't going to help against the Mulus, but this Reaver could do a lot of damage if not scouted correctly.
This is a very strange choice from the Zerg player though, going for both drops and mutas at the same time.
Yeah, Galaxy's taking both the islands, or at least trying to. He sent a drone up to the top one, found that the Protoss was taking it, so he can't take that base, but this is a really clever decision. He's going for a big swarm of mutas, as you can see
Here comes
here.
the speed shuttle right past the mutas.
Oh, this is a little bit of a late reaction. How much damage? The drones have been pulled immediately. And look at the shuttle, knowing that it needs to get back out there, pulls away straight away.
Yeah, I guess he figured that since he went right past the mutas, his opponent's gonna turn around instantly and just kill off his shuttle if he can, so better to just get out of there. And he's adding on more Corsairs to deal with the mutas now.
Oh, and the mutas aren't going to get there before the cannons finish. This could be a little bit of a bad trade here for Galaxy.
If he can get his Overlords and Hydras up there though, he should be able to just carpet drop all of the Hydras over the cannons.
It's going to be a risky play though. He knows that there's Corsairs. He knows the number's going up again. And Radley's actually gone into 2 Stargate now. Radley is playing a very weird style of Protoss where he's just reacting to everything his opponent's doing. It's kind of like he's playing Zerg more than Protoss here.
Yeah, a little bit of a wacky one, and Galaxy's looking to just go, I guess, mute a Hydra and try and do some sort of bust here in the front.
Yeah, I mean, one thing, if you have just tuned in, Radley did actually replace Cheetek as a sub, so he had to play Protoss, but as we can see, maybe not as... The trouble is, it's really hard after the opening that we saw, because we did see Radley go for that failed 1 base all in. Like, you can't really say how good his PvZ is from the back of this, because he is just playing from a really weird situation.
Yeah, they are both playing a bit of a weird game now. And Galaxy's adding on air carapace, although he does only have like 4 meters left over.
Yeah, I guess going for the air carapace is probably going to be good though. I mean, does it actually affect overlords?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
does make
okay.
the overlords a little bit more resistant to the Corsairs, so that is a good point.
I mean, that's probably not the primary reason, but I mean, Galaxy is taking another 2 bases now. He's going to look to put on a massive swell of macro here.
And he's dropping some drones down to his island base now. Well, just kidding, because they're just sitting in the overlord, not doing anything.
There's a drop coming into the main though, 2 overlords full of units, I believe. I'm going to click on them. Okay, one of them is full of units, the other one only has 1 lurker in. But here we go, looks like they're going to drop on top of the cannons. How much damage is this lurker going to do?
Looks like he's not able to take in the cannon, so there will be detection for the lurker. And he does peel the probes quite nicely, so he doesn't lose too much here.
Yeah, and due to the diagonal, that cannon is still in range, so that drop didn't really do too much.
The Zerg is still sitting in a very good position. He's adding on a bunch of Scourge to deal with the threat of the shuttles and the Corsairs.
Now, one thing I absolutely love is Radley is just trying to take probes everywhere with these shuttles. He's trying to hide bases.
Yeah, that is what you want to do as Corsair Reaver, although it is a very strange version of Corsair Reaver.
Yeah, it's
He
like,
does have a few gateways as well.
like a few Corsairs, 1 Reaver. That's all. This Reaver could do a lot of damage, so a lot of drones have actually oh, sorry, that's only 2. Looked like there were going to be more, but still, all that shuttle gets away with very little health there.
Yeah, this shuttle is getting surrounded from all sides by the giant wave of Hydras. There's so many Hydras right now.
Wow, that shuttle looks like it may actually get away. You know, this final assassin Hydra is going to take that down at the very last second. But Radley is, I mean, the money is so high right now. Is this a...
Yeah, he's having a lot of... I don't know if it's bugged, but he's having a lot of trouble spending his money. He's adding more gateways now.
Oh, he's going carriers from here. He's got the fleet beacon up. He's definitely not bugged, because he is going for the... I believe that's the interceptor upgrade, like, the number. I'm never
There's
really
a couple
sure.
of Reavers just going across the map on their own right now.
It's
A little
so...
bit scary.
Wow, yeah, they're the cool guys. Wait, is this bugged? I'm sure it's not, because everything's moving as it should do, and there's actually a big drop coming into the 3rd base. I think Radley maybe just misclicked those Reavers.
Yeah, those Reavers are just kind of confused right now, but looks like they are just going to fall to these Hydras.
Yeah,
and
that...
the drop looks like it's not going to get too... Okay, the drop's going to actually get out, but...
He's not dropping all of his units, so a lot of his units got stuck on, or in the Hydra list above the cliff.
He does get the rest of them out, but there is a lot of cannons there. He does lose his 2 confused Reavers though.
Yeah, the Reavers have gone down. These 2 Hydralisks are going to be very annoying. Both of them on very low health, but he's going to be stopped from mining over at this base. Now, Radley has taken the 10 o'clock, but he can't really mine from there at the moment.
Yeah, he has not started mining there, and the Zerg also doesn't really know about it, otherwise he would just take it out quite easily right now. But the first 2 carriers have actually finished now.
And carriers are going to be pretty strong against what? Well, seeing that there's a lot of Hydralisks, they do have 2 on upgrades.
Yeah, he has a lot more Hydras just killing at his rally point as well.
Oh, so he does. Galaxy is playing the Hydra only strat, just building as many Hydras as
Wow,
possible.
look
Oh my
at all
god.
the macro hat trees in the bottom left corner.
He actually managed to use 5 Hydras to take out 3 High Templar there with full energy. So this is going to make this army even stronger, and it looks like Radley's inexperience in PvP may be showing a little bit here, as he is struggling to deal with Galaxy's macro.
Yeah, this base is just going to fall for free here. All he has is these 2 carriers and a handful of units.
And there's so many units rallying across the map now from Galaxy. Galaxy has the other main. He's adding on 3 hatcheries in that main. He just wants as many units as possible, taking a leaf out of Zero's book here by just going mass units, mass hatcheries.
And Radley's taking a leaf out of PRL's book where all of his supply comes from probes right now.
Yeah, he's got such a very, very small army. He's got a... Then again, carriers do take up a lot of supply, so that could be something. He's still got a decent number of Corsairs, not all that many though. He can't really afford to lose any more. But we've actually got a big drop coming into the main now, and there's not really that much to defend from Radley.
Oh, he's going to try and push right in for the front as well. The Reaver falls, first one, and the other Reavers are trying their best to hold on, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. They are going to fall, maybe, no.
It's so close, but the drop in the main not really doing too much. They've mainly been shooting at interceptors, but of course it does give them the ability to see these carriers. We've got a lot of Scourge coming in from all different angles at the moment, but not actually going into attack.
This is a very strange one. He did throw down a bunch of lurkers though at his rally point, and he is spamming crazy mix of drones at his extra bases in the bottom left corner, so the Zerg is looking in a really good spot here.
Yeah, it looks like those overlords are going to get cleaned up as well. What are the air upgrades looking like for Radley? He's got +2 attack already for the carriers, but realistically, what's he going to do? Radley is taking out this extra... I don't even know how many bases he's got anymore. I can't count. That'll be his 7th base is going to go down for Galaxy, but Radley just can't expand. He's not really got enough units to do too much damage, and Galaxy should be fine.
Yeah, the one saving grace for Radley is that lurkers cannot shoot up the way, so his carrier army is going to come down here with his Corsairs to defend him from Scourge, and a couple of Reavers to just try and pick off what they can here. There's so many spores going down there.
Yeah, the other thing is, like, he, as she said, he built 4 spores there in the middle of that. The Interceptors don't have any armor upgrades or anything, so...
He's also pushed into Radley's natural at the same time with all the lurkers.
But there's still a lot of cannons. That's well, it's only a single Reaver, but that Reaver gets 2 kills immediately.
He does fall though, and now if he can just keep rallying units, perhaps he can break the natural, and then it wouldn't even matter about the bottom left base here.
Yeah, I mean, Galaxy has just got so many bases. Radley's trying to do what he can to hold on. And I mean, these cannons have actually done a lot of work here to try and keep his natural alive.
He doesn't have an observer though, and this Reaver's just sitting on top of a lurker dying.
Oh no, that's a bit unfortunate for him. There we go,
Pirates
actually
do try and come back and defend, but there's only 3 of them.
But that carrier's got 9 kills at the moment, not sure about the other ones. The carriers have done a lot, the Corsairs are going to clean up some more Overlords. And I mean, this has been probably the craziest day of games I've had for the STPL so far. And it's definitely a good week to have it.
He does have an observer there now, but there's... Okay, the Hedges just volatile. He's heading High Templars over the ridge, so very nicely positioned.
Yep, he's also got the Reaver now, he can clean up that, but Radley's pulled all his probes over the top of the Reaver, the Lurker even. I'm not sure I agree with that, but he's held, and Galaxy tried to add on a lot of units again, but Radley is actually ahead in supply again for the first time, but as you said before, I think it's just in probes.
Yeah, and he is transferring 1 million probes to his new base on the left there. But Galaxy's just been really good about scouting around the map and making sure the Protoss doesn't have any more hidden bases anywhere.
Yeah, the one funny thing I've noticed is Radley can't actually afford to add any more carriers on. Like, he is very low on minerals. He can't really afford the carriers he has. If he loses those interceptors, he's going to be in a pretty bad position money-wise.
Yeah, and Galaxy now has Defilers out, so Swarm with Hydras and also the Plague that can go down on the carriers is going to be really hard for Radley to stop.
Now, I know there's one Zerg spell that bugs interceptors. Is that Plague? Where, like, it sends all the interceptors back into the carrier?
I have not heard of that, actually.
Oh, that's a nice use of D-Web, but there's so many Scourge coming in. The Corsair's trading incredibly well.
Yeah, the Corsairs are just melting, all of the Scourge coming in and going to take care of a bunch of Overlords as well, but they do actually get caught a little bit there, and a couple of them do go down.
Yeah, they do. The Overlords are going down, but Galaxy isn't too worried. He's still got a huge army. It's going into this third base. But there is Reavers there to defend, but there we go. Plague on top of the carriers.
And he's
Looks
going
like...
to get a couple of Swarms here as well, and just make the Hydras completely invincible to everything other than the Reaver.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty good. It looks like he is pushing on the Nexus. He's trying to take down the carriers. There's no Swarm yet, though.
Yeah, looks like he's not even going to need it, really, because he's going to have so many... Although he's not actually bringing in his rally point of Hydras, but he is going to take down the Nexus quite easily regardless.
Yeah, the Nexus goes down. Wait, is the Nexus down for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I wanted to make sure we're not desynced and this wasn't a bugged game. That's,
There's so many High Templars at Radley's Natural. There's at least 12 of them.
Oh my god, he does have a glut of gas, but that's a crazy amount of storms. But can he make use of them? That's the trouble. He barely has enough money to rebuild this Nexus.
Yeah, and the Zerg has so many Hydras, all producing like 3 Hydras from every hatchery.
Radley's third base is getting mined out. Galaxy, meanwhile, still on a crazy amount of bases. Look at the amount of drones in Galaxy's bottom left main. That is just an insane amount of saturation.
Yeah, and Radley's basically not mining at all, so it's a bit of a huge difference right there, although there's a couple of DTs getting a lot of value in the top right corner. They do eventually fall down.
Yeah, there's one on the bottom left as well, taking out the additional base from Galaxy. That DT is still trying to run away from those Lings. It's doing everything it can. Like, it gets away from the Overlord, and the Overlord's gonna get taken out. I think.
Yeah, oh, wait.
That
Yeah,
air
they just-
carapace.
Oh.
That air carapace really helping out that Overlord there.
Yeah, this Hero Overlord has survived to take down the evil Dark Templar. No, it hasn't, just kidding.
Yeah, he sent it back in. He wants to kill this hatchery, and he is most certainly going to do it. There we go, the hatchery goes down. And Radley, by the skin of his teeth, is going to continue to hold on here, but just how can he hold on against this massive Zerg army at 2-2 upgrades?
Yeah, he's going to need perfect storms. He does have enough High Templar to do all the storms, but it is very mechanically tasking.
He's got Templar energy as well, so that's 3 storms per full energy High Templar. And this is going to be very dangerous. He doesn't have vision over the high ground, he needs to be careful.
Yeah, there's so many Hydras destroying everything. The carriers are just doing nothing. And they are all plagued as well, so it looks like they're just gonna get insta-killed almost.
Yeah, but this is going to be a lot of storm. He's going to have to bring down a small ramp to kill this base. But a lot of Radley's probes aren't mining.
Yeah, they've just decided, you know, who needs to mine really. And there's so many units from the Zerg all over the map. He just needs to bring them all to one location. And a DT has actually killed like every drone at his bottom left natural.
Oh my god, 13 kills on that DT.
He just does a plague on the only base for Radley there.
He does. Plague is going to be pretty good against these probes against the Nexus. But wait, what just got stormed? I heard storm
The
and...
Defiler got storms.
Oh, okay. Oh, there we go. I was looking around for like this big like storm on the drones, and I can't see anything on the minimap. Like, where is this happening? I just heard a Zerg unit die, and I'm like, what?
Every time a Zerg unit dies, it's very sad, so I don't blame you. There is another, well, it's just the original DT, still in the top right corner, being super annoying.
It's gonna go down though this time. It's not long for this world, but Radley, against all odds, is still trying to hold on. He's still got so many storms, and that is so much damage going on top of everything, including his own Corsairs.
Yeah, the Zerg did not control that very well at all. In fact, the Swarm was working against him for a lot of that battle there. But he does have so many units, so many hatcheries, and so much money. He just needs to get his army together.
Yeah, it looks like he is going to be able to take down this 4th base. This is the last remaining base for Radley on this map. And this is looks like it could go down. As long as you said, he just needs to bring all of his units. He's got so many units sat in the middle of the map here.
Yeah, I think he's maybe forgotten about one or two of the clumps there, but the last of the carriers do finally fall down.
Although that Archon actually being taken down as well. As you said, the carriers have gone down. This Reaver not in range, doesn't have any Scarabs, but that's a nice storm.
Yeah, all he has really is the value from this storm to hold on here, so I guess he's going to look to just try and survive forever, but there's so many bases for the Zerg and infinite units flooding across the map right now.
Yeah, there's units from so many different bases right now, all coming in. All of them grouping up at the top of the ramp, though, maybe giving this a chance to move in. And that Reaver getting ultimate value, but just how much value do you need to eventually lose your base? It looks like this is going to be the move-in that's going to finish the game.
On Dark Templar. And the Nexus falls. Very well played. Looks like one of the High Templars kind of like stuck and no animation. Do you see that one?
Oh, is that the one there under the Corsairs? Yeah, it's not doing anything, is it? Oh, there we go, it's moved. But Radley still holds on. He loses the base, but he's holding on to his units at least. Like, how long is Radley gonna stay here? Like, I don't know how he's not tried. Like, loads of people would have left by now. This is almost Kicks GG level timing. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah, he's just trying to somehow mine one base at a time and stay alive with a million High Templar, but look at all the units flooding across the map now.
You know what, Radley, this is a team league. Maybe Radley thinks that Galaxy could be sent out for the ace match and wants to wear him out. There's such good storms by Radley on the middle of the map still. That's so much damage going down on them. On the Zerg units,
He is completely surrounded, and that is the last of his units, and they are just gonna all fall here, other than a few High Templar and a bunch of observers.
Yeah, and GG, well played is called by Radley there. Really, really nice game. In fact, again, another 30-minute game. Like, this is getting insane now. But that's gonna
this is getting a little bit exhausting.
Yeah, that's gonna take us up to game 6 now, with DM 3-2 up in the lead. And it's gonna be up to NEotS captain to bring us to an ace match here now. I'm not sure if we're gonna see that, but this is where we're going to find out. So because we're going on so long, I'm going to bring up the intro immediately and we can get ready with the next game. So we'll see you guys in just a moment.